Welcome everyone. Today we have a very special guide for Honkai Star Rail, and in this video we'll look at one of the very special free-to-play tricks to clear any of the world from 1 to 6, and this can be an auto. So let me show you guys the wonderful event and also tricks we will be using for the free-to-play account. So this is the particular event I want to share with you guys, and if you do get this event, you pretty much have a free clear. So notice this is one of the event encounters that provide me with all the blessing of one of the type, and this also provides you with 2000 of the fragments. So this is a jackpot event you're looking for if you're free to play. And I'll just show you guys what happens when I click onto this. I was able to find this one after 10 or 20 tries, and this is an amazingly powerful particular encounter, and because having this, you just have a quick look to see what happens. You just sit there and everything just comes to you. You get all the blessings of one particular category, and having the abundance category means my team was unkillable and deals tremendous damage. I didn't even have this pathway. I had the hunted pathway, but that was enough. So I'll quickly show you guys when I was fighting the final boss. It's so simple. My team doesn't take any damage. Any free-to-play team, if you get this particular event, you can do it. But of course, in this video, we'll go through additional notes and some tips of how to clear this without the event. But if you do find this event, you pretty much get a free clear on any of the stages. Now, on the second part of the video, we'll also look into the focus fight for the boss, and what are the things you should do on the phase 1, phase 2, and also phase 3 for the world 6 boss. If you want to see the other bosses like world 4, world 5, or the previous world, make sure to check out previous video, because we have talked about those more in details in the previous video. So this video will focus on clearing as free to play for world 6, and the previous videos will cover the previous worlds. Now, similar to our previous video, we'll start with the additional tips to Curios and also blessings. Make sure you check the previous videos because there's actually a lot of things I talk about with each of the combinations in the previously. So this one is one of the extensions what I learned so far with World 6 as I keep farming those. So the first thing is I start to put my tanking character, like the taunting character for the Fire MC, on the side, because when she taunts, sometimes the enemy hits AoE, you will hit my tankiest unit and also the second tankiest unit. So this allows me to avoid damages on my DPS characters. Now, as one of the starting items, I tend to pick the gold coin, which gives me a lot of fragments. But starting somewhat, I like to gamble a little bit. Sometimes picking the big lottery can give you additional curios. It is random, of course, you can lose your HP a lot, but sometimes I was able to get 1 to 3 additional curios this way. Now, upon getting into the resting area, I tend to go with 1 additional curio if I'm on the first resting area. But in the other resting areas, if I do have lots of 3-star blessings, then I always go with the double blessing upgrade. It is much a discount, and it's really good to upgrade your blessings. Now, throughout the course of the game, if you do encounter one of the random events with the error-killed Curio, always take it, because if you scroll down the Curio, you're gonna see after 3 battles, this Curio will be fixed and provide you with additional powers, and this is very powerful. Almost in all of my build, I have those Curios, and I always go with the action speed, and this allows my team to act so much faster and gain so much benefit. Now, one of the additional 3-star blessing I started to use, because my team seems to be dying a little bit without enough, survivability, is that all allies share income damage with this particular defensive blessing. And if I upgrade this one, I'll gain 15% damage taken reduction. And this is really good for the whole team, because my characters are not the strongest. Now, in case you guys are wondering, I'll also attach my characters, what I have. I do not use any of the 5-star weapons to show you guys. And yes, I do have 2 5-star characters, but by now, most of you would have gotten the pity with the standard banner. So likely you have at least 1 5-star weapon or 2 5-star characters. And I used all the other 3 characters. And you guys can see over here briefly, I don't have that many powerful relics, but I have a few that is good. We'll talk about this on the last part. Now, some of the unique blessings I really want to stress out is going to be the blessing that provides the break effectiveness. So there's one over here that is blue that provides increased break efficiency. There's one that is gray, and there's one that provides more break with follow-up attacks. I tend to pick those because this allows me to break the boss much quicker and also, to take it down out of different phases. Now, here comes over to the most important tip of orders of choosing which of the doors to take. I always go with elite battles, of course. After that, we go with raging encounters, which will give you usually a 3-star blessing. After that, I tend to go with random events, which are the occurrence. And this is how I was able to get all the blessings for this most broken combination of event. Now, later on, I'll talk about trading with some of your blessings, and the final one I'll pick, the last one, is going to be battles. So I never pick the battles if I can. Now over here, you have saw at the start of the video, and I'll also attach this one to the end of the video to show you guys when we looted this one. And we became God mode for any free-to-play account if you do get this blessing. I have counted after 10 to 20 rounds I was able to find one of these. So not 10 to 20 doors, it is 10 to 20 complete runs to be able to find one of those. But once you do, you're super strong, you can clear any mode with this. Now as you go through my replay, I will be showing you guys what are the blessings I picked and also what are the choices of the curios I picked. One thing to highlight is some of the negative blessing and also curios can be effective, because some of those negative curios is a trade-off for additional damage. For example, the insect web provides me with 50% bonus attack if I lose HP. And I had enough blessing to heal myself, so my top damage dealer now deal 50% more attack. And this curio can also be traded off if you don't like it. So if you go to transaction, which is going to be the trade pathway, you can trade it for other items. Now currently I have sticked with using the path of the hunt for the World 6 just because this allows me to do a little more damage. I find that most of the time my team, my free-to-play characters are not the strongest without all the upgrades and all the weapons, right? So I tend to use a hunter for additional damage. And this also provides me with more damage as the boss's HP gets lower. Now the bonus part over here is that the second pathway, the bow and also arrows, provides me with 50% energy increase after killing one enemy. And when this kills both of the ice pillars from the final boss of World 6, this actually resets this skill, and this allows this to cast twice with additional damage. So this is actually really powerful for me to kill the ice pillars for the boss. Now if you guys are not going for the hunted, or if you want to have additional damage, I recommend trying some of those particular curios, which provides me with more energy regeneration, provides me with more damage when we destroy objects, and also provides me with a tremendous damage boost for more fragments we have on the team. So here you can see that I had over 100 to 200% bonus damage when I had one or two of those items, and this is also very powerful for any of the build. So notice over here, this particular event was offering 2000 fragments. And even if you didn't go with the blessings, all the blessings that is, if you go with a cosmetic fragment, we'll be dealing over 300 and also 20% more damage if you have the 2000 fragments for this particular item. So those are really good. Now if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of free Jade guides, new events, official updates, and also free-to-play tips and also tricks to hunt Curio. And make sure you turn on the notification, guys, because some of the events and also some of the updates may be time limited and with a limited number of giveaways. Like in this particular guide, only 2000 players can get the lucky giveaway for 3000 Jades. So make sure you subscribe and also turn the notification on. And if you look over here, a lot of you haven't turned it on. We have over 80% people who haven't turned it on. So make sure you turn it on for the latest news and also all the freebies with Curio. Now coming over to a second part, I want to talk about fighting the boss, and the first thing I want to talk about is what team comp you want for the boss, and what team comp is free to play. So if you come over to a team comp build over here, what I recommend is, if you're free to play, likely you will have at least one 5-star. Try to build around that 5-star. If you have 5-star Balu, you do not need Natasha. If you do not have Balu, it is best to have a healer like Natasha. After that, I do recommend having the Fire Trailblazer. She or he is just universal and very flexible, good for everything. And that is really good, for the tanking, for the defensive mechanics, and also for any of the pathways. Now you do want a fire damage dealer that can break the boss. For me, I went with Himiko. If you do not have Himiko, Hook can also work. Now I don't think you want to go with Asta for the breakers, but if you're going for breakers, you can also go with Alan for the lightning breaker, or you can go with Seville. So Sevile's over here, you can go with 2 breakers. Now as you guys saw with me in the replay, I had the World as my support, but he's an imaginary. He does not break the boss. So if I had other choices, if I had Hook, I can switch Hook over World over here for additional Firebreaker. So we have triple Firebreakers, and that can also work. So over here, if you don't go with Seville, go with Hook or anyone that can break lightning, that is also not bad. And of course, you can go with Quantum, right? So the quantum breakers are pretty straightforward. You can be going with your 5-star Silai. Where did Silai go? Your 5-star Silai, you can go with her, or you can go with the first 4-star. As for 4-star choices, we can go with Chinchu. Chinchu is also not bad for the break-in. And finally, you do want to consider having additional DPS character or maybe having a support. So if you're going with any of your team comp, you can go with Aster or any character that can provide you with a bit of support. Maybe Pella, maybe March 7th. So those characters can be great. Having additional DPS is also very good. So here, if you're going for, for the free characters, what I recommend is you can try something like this if you have built those characters. But of course, I'm sure you guys have at least one 5-star, right? So you can have your 5-star as the last thought. Now, it is very important we make sure we have at least 2 elemental breakers for the fire, quantum, and also lightning. And previously, we have talked about I have been purposely picking Curios that increase my breaking effectiveness. And even if I show you in the game, you can see that my Himiko's Relic actually have increased break effectiveness as well by 53%. So I'm really focused on making sure I can break the boss, and that's going to be very important. Now for the first phase of the boss, it is quite straightforward. Most of the team comps can auto this one. She will just be summoning ice pillars, and what I recommend is at the end of the boss's HP bar, when the boss gets close to low HP, you want to be saving your ultimates and also your resonance spells for the second stage and also third stage of the boss to enable you to break her earlier and also to enable you to do more damage on the next stage. Now once we get to the second stage of the boss, she will summon Bronya, and you want to kill Bronya as quickly as you can while you're still breaking the boss. We want to be constantly reducing the breaking gauge of the boss, so when she casts her 110 delay AoE, this is animation, and we want to break her while she's casting this one, because if we don't break her, she will deal tremendous damage. Now if you don't break Bronya, Bronya will give too many turns and also buffs to the boss, and that is really bad. Now the final stage of the boss is very similar to the second stage. There won't be Bronya, the boss will summon 2 ice pillars, and the boss will do additional damage. Now the break gauge is much quicker, and she tend to have her AoE at least once. So this is one of the reasons if you do not find yourself to be able to break the boss fast enough, I was recommending one of my blessings over here to split the damage. So here all my allies will split the damage and also have damage taken by 15% reduced once you upgrade this particular blessing. Now usually with ice pillars, I can one-shot them with activating my resonance spells, and this allows me to one-shot them, and that was really good. So I do want to provide you guys with a whole replay of me fighting the boss, but unfortunately, I was too strong during this replay because I had all the godly blessings from the, all the abundance blessing curios, right? So what I want to show you guys is just fighting the boss and also how broken it is if you do find the right combination. So I'm currently level 37 with Trailblazer, and what I do now is I'll show you guys my entire build and also show you what are the blessings and also the curios I used to pass the boss. So this particular event is one of the reasons I had a lot more blessings than normal, but usually those are the pathway of blessings I pick if I don't count all the blessings from abundance. Now over here I do want to mention the Eidolons, also duplicates. I do not have any duplicates on Himiko or Welt. I do have one duplicate from Natasha, just because random summons, right? I have 4 duplicates for my Fire Trailblazer, simply because I was able to purchase those. Now if you want more guides of getting more of those blessings or more of those Eidolons, check out the previous video, which I show you how to get more cheers and also how to get more currency to be buying those. So this actually you can buy those in the reputation shop on the 3rd planet. And also you get one of those from the main story, so that's how I got 4 of those.
practice target?
Stay.
Will of Preservation! You are doomed to fail!
Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
A world devoured by ice!
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
Lance forward! Tremble before my power! Freeze to death!
Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
I'm okay.
Formation! This will be your very crash! Witness the avalanche! You won't get away!
Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
Judgment of eternal winter!
Just a little something. Think nothing.
Lance forward! Power of the preservation!
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
A world devoured by ice!
Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
I'm okay.
Feel the freeze! The eternal freeze will bury you! Lance forward! You won't get away!
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
Barely felt it! They promised.
One step closer to the stars.
Now before you go, and if you guys didn't know, we have a new YouTube channel. And if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and check out the behind the scenes and also fun clips and also more stories about us. And then you get to know me a little more personally instead of just reading the news and also the games, right? So I want to share a little bit more with you guys. So make sure you check this channel out if you're interested about Matt and also Uni. She's really funny too, and she's really shy. So I want to give her a surprise and do a shout out for the new channel to get some subscribers. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time.